Hello. Well, with all this fuss about the Tommy Robinson revelations, I just thought it might interest you to learn of my experience when I was working for the BBC. I was a scriptwriter, and on one occasion we were having a script conference, and the producer sat down at the table. We were all sitting round and said, I want somebody to write a script about the fact that Israel has executed 50 Palestinians in the past year. I'm making up that number. I don't remember the exact numbers. It was a while ago. And I said something like, are you sure about that? Because I don't think Israel has a death penalty. And the producer says, oh, it doesn't matter, just write something. So you could see there was an agenda there. I could see there was an agenda. I did try going into what that producer had been talking about, and I did write a script, but somebody else got his script on instead. And it, as far as I remember about it, it involved all the founders of all the religions in the world having a conference, and they were all sitting round a table discussing their religion. And it was particularly vicious about Jews, I remember, but it wasn't much better about Christians. And one of the other writers said he had a lot of very religious Christian friends, and they were ringing him up the day after the show was aired to complain about the way Christianity had been treated. As far as I remember, Islam had got a free pass. I don't remember much about the script, except for one particular thing which I brought up in the post-mortem afterwards, which was one of the religious leaders said something like, well, where's Buddha? And then there was a buzzing sound, and somebody else said, oh, he's that fly there on the table. And I said, that was offensive to Buddhists. And everybody laughed. And the producer said, oh, how can you, don't be ridiculous. And they all carried on. But I thought about that afterwards, and of course, it was plainly obvious that it wasn't anything to do with the offence to the religion that was bothering either my colleagues, with one or two exceptions, or the producer. What was bothering them was whoever they insulted wasn't going to be somebody who was going to get back at them. So Islam didn't get much of a whacking, but the worst possible fate that could happen to a Buddhist was happening to the Buddha. And they didn't care, because they knew no Buddhist was going to stalk them and kill them for that offence. And that was years ago, and I saw the immorality at the heart of the BBC in that. And the fact is, pretty soon after that, we came to a parting of the ways. I didn't try to renew my contract with them. I didn't get on very well. I know there were times when I wrote very good scripts and they didn't put them on. And they didn't put them on because they didn't like me or my opinions. And I didn't try to get back when the contract terminated. And there were a couple of people who did. But you know what? The funny thing was that for a while, even though I knew I couldn't work there, I was beating myself up about not being able to get on with these people, about not fitting in, about not learning to say the right things. And it was only a while later that I realised I would have just lost my soul. And I seem to remember somebody quite important saying something about gaining the world at the expense of your soul. So I still kept my soul, I think. And anyway, that's it. That was my experience with the BBC, and the stuff I've seen leaking out now about Robinson's brush with them and his revelations. I haven't seen, or I've just seen a few little things, but oh gosh, It sounds so familiar to me, and I can back up everything I've seen so far with my own experience that this rot has been going on for many, many years. It's not at all new, and it's part of the structure of the organisation. And this saddens me a great deal, because actually I went to work for the BBC because I was such a strong believer in the importance of the BBC as a national broadcaster and a neutral observer and a reporter of the truth, not driven by commercial imperatives. I really believed that that was important in the world, and it's such a terrible shame to see it's been hijacked for people who may not have commercial imperatives, but they have other imperatives just as corrosive. That's it. Thanks for listening. Please like and subscribe, and if you wish to donate, click the Subscribe Star link, where you can make a one-off payment or set up a regular contribution, or I have a PayPal account at grannyopteryx@gmail.com. Till next time.